By the time the World Cup comes around next summer, it'll be 52 years of hurt for the England national team, having last won the World Cup in 1966. But let's stop banging on about that. It's done. Let's look to the future, and more specifically, to the current crop of players who are capable of carrying the weight of expectation of a nation, who can go into every game with their heads held high, and who can show the kind of courage, commitment and determination much associated with the lions that adorn their shirt, and hopefully, just hopefully, give English fans around the globe a reason to believe. Now, the goalkeeper spot has been a bit of a poisoned chalice in recent years for England. It seems no matter what they do at club level, whenever they pull on that England jersey, Rob Green, Joe Hart and Paul Robinson have seemed incapable of reproducing that good club form. So we're going to look elsewhere for this one. And with a lack of international experience and a poor start to the season, we're moving Jordan Pickford out of contention. So that leaves us with two potential goalkeepers. We have Burnley's Tom Heaton and Stoke's Jack Butland. Now, both are quality goalkeepers and both make a really good case to start. So I'm going to go with my instinct on who's going to have the better club season and put Jack Butland in between the sticks. I don't know how Aaron Cresswell is in the squad considering his form at West Ham, but with Danny Rose's injury worries at Spurs, we haven't really got another backup for this starting player. The left back spot goes to someone who's actually been pretty decent considering his club has actually been quite poor. Although Southampton sit in a lowly 12th position, Ryan Bertrand has actually been a shining star and deservedly takes his place in this team. However, should Rose return from injury and return to the Tottenham side, expect a real tussle between those two to see who will start in Russia. On the other side of the defence, we have two incredible athletes. Two players with lightning quick speed, incredible aggression and strength, but neither of whom can cross a bloody ball. Okay, Klein may be a little better at deliveries than Carl Walker is, but with Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp even unsure of when Klein will return from injury, we leave the right back responsibilities to England's most expensive defender ever, Kyle Walker. To be honest, there aren't really many attackers who would want to try and take on Walker 1v1, so his inclusion in this team is definitely a plus. The two centre-back spots in this team are probably those most up for debate. Long gone are the days of Rio Ferdinand and John Terry marshalling the back line, so there is much to discuss in pubs up and down the country over the next 9 months or so. Gary Cahill's years are definitely showing on him, and Michael Keane should probably worry about his club form before even thinking about his international place. So, with that in mind, we choose a centre-back who, if he should remain injury-free and continue this stellar start to his season, is a definite starter in our team. Funny faces aside, Phil Jones, take your place. Now, it would be easy to place Jones's United teammate Chris Smalling alongside him in defence. However, if you take Smalling's form at United, in which he hasn't really played, and Eric Bailly's fantastic performances for the Red Devils, you'll see that their partnership won't really get the chance to blossom this season. So instead, we go to the polar opposite, and we go to one of United's arch rivals for a defender. Having overcome his fair share of criticism after a big money move from Everton, John Stones is looking like a much better player. Okay, he does have the slight over tendency to play out from the back when it's not needed, but with another season under Pep Guardiola under his belt, he'll be in much better shape for the World Cup. It may not be the most settled defensive partnerships, but no one else has got a better idea, so it's what I'm going with. Unless you do have a better idea, in which case, feel free to prove me wrong and let me know in the comments below. We now move into midfield, where you'll find an Englishman nurtured abroad and a self-proclaimed frontrunner for the England captaincy. We could run through a whole host of names, but would be here for a while. And what you'd probably find is that most of these players aren't even a starter for their club. So without those minutes under their belt, it'd be difficult to see them breaking into the international starting 11. In this category belongs the likes of Fabian Delph, Jack Wilshere, Jake Livermore, Danny Drinkwater and Ross Barkley. Up next is our defensive-minded midfielder, and someone who can switch from the midfield area to the defensive area with ease. He's got all the physicality you'd expect from an English player, but also with the technical and tactical abilities that we've come to expect from someone who's been grown up in the Portuguese youth system. He's not exactly a Ronaldo, a Figo, or even a Rui Costa, but with his set of skills, Eric Dyer definitely deserves his place in this team, given his club form with Spurs as well. Next up is not only our second central midfielder, but also a candidate for the armband. Having been picked by then skipper Steven Gerrard to succeed him at Liverpool, Jordan Henderson has now set his sights on taking over the England captaincy. He has the energy, commitment and passing range to really dictate the tempo in this English side, something which his new Liverpool teammate Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain should be trying to emulate should he try and break into the squad. As long as those Liverpool boys don't try their hand at defending, we should be okay. Personally, I think he's a great choice, but maybe not for the captain. Now into the attacking midfield areas, where skill, speed, creativity and fluid movement is an absolute must if England are to break down the opposition. Unfortunately for England, they lack a player who can bring all of these things to the table at once. So here we have 3 attacking players who can fit between the lone striker and the 2 holding midfield players and hopefully infuse all of their skills into one big attacking force. First up is Adam Lallana. Blessed with incredible balance and 2 fantastic feet, he's the more likely of the 3 to come deeper and pick up the ball. His skill on the ball and his excellent eye for a pass make him the perfect player to fit into this squad, and so the Liverpool contingency in the team continues. Our second attacking midfielder picks up the traditional number 10 role. He burst onto the Premier League scene a few years ago and has since gone on to strike up a deadly partnership with club teammate Harry Kane. With a deft touch, great ball control and that Frank Lampard-esque knack of being at the right place at the right time to score, Dele Alli will be a key part of England's summer. His disciplinary record may be a bit of an issue, but with another full season under his belt, I'm sure all England fans will be hoping to see a more mature Dele Alli in Russia, someone who can consistently put in performances in the world's biggest stage. Now when it comes to quick runners and good dribblers, England actually have a few to choose from. But just as these players have speed in common, they also have in common their lack of ability when it comes to finishing off a move or delivering a final ball. Players in this category consist of Welbeck, Walcott, Townsend and Raheem Sterling. So, the final attacking midfielder in this 3 is someone who not only has the lightning quick speed and dribbling to turn defence into attack, but also to finish off moves with almost age-defying composure. Should he have a productive minute-filled season at Old Trafford, Marcus Rashford has the potential to reach the levels of a certain Michael Owen, but let's just hope he doesn't also have the injuries. Finally, we have England's number 9 role. A shirt with history, legacy. There's only one man for it, it's Harry Kane. He's 9 months into a record-breaking calendar year and chasing a 3rd consecutive Golden Boot in what is only his 4th season as a first-teamer. He may not have the speed of Jamie Vardy or the footwork of Danny Sturridge, but those 2 don't even come close to the ability that Kane has when it comes to finishing off chances. His clever link-up play and his awareness in the box gives him the time and space that he needs to finish off these chances with left foot, with his right foot or even with his head. As the only Englishman on the provisional 60-man Ballon d'Or list for this year, it's easy to see why pundits and fans view him as critical to England's success next summer. With all this in mind and the respect and the plaudits that he's received around the footballing world, it only seems right to also make him captain in this team. So there's my starting 11 with Harry Kane as captain. But I want to know, who would you have in the team? And who would be your man to lead the 3 Lions next summer? Let me know and don't forget to subscribe.